I went to the perfect wedding with my boyfriend. Now we're both freaking out and gave each other an ultimatum to stay or split up.
Not an ultimatum, no.
My partner, 27 male, and I, 26 female, have been together for more than 3 years. He is not perfect, but he is purely and genuinely good, curious about the world, honest, very intelligent, and caring. I have no doubt that we feel the love for each other. We went to a friend's wedding together, and honestly, the vows the couple said were so intense and true and honest. I am not speculating. We both have known this couple, and we both know that their words are not wedding performance. They are way too cynical to play something up for a wedding, that it left me wondering whether I should say those things about my significant other or anyone. It made me think, wow, love like that exists, where two people can really say they want 100 forevers with the person standing in front of them. By the way, this comes from intern boy 123 on the r/OKstorytime subreddit. So between the wedding and now, I bottled up these feelings because I was already feeling stressed out about my work probation. Last night we met for dinner and we agreed that we are wondering if this relationship is something we both want and that we both kind of freaked out about the wedding vows. Think that episode of Master of None with the Italian wedding. Between the wedding and pre-dinner convo, when I was thinking about ending things, it felt like the right call because he stopped being super communicative and it helped me peel away. But since, of course, it turned out it was him thinking things over too, and we both are on the same page about the things that we are lacking. Intentionality, more spicy sleep, among other things. I feel like it could be worth it to give it another shot given we've been through so much together and we hold each other so dearly and care deeply for each other. Can this deep care, though, turn into sprightly attraction again? And the giddiness of the first few months? I love him, he loves me, but we are unsure if we can confidently say we can see each other in our forevers together right now. But we love each other and we struggle to envision how I can function without his presence given that we have grown so attached and enmeshed in each other's lives. We don't live together, but he's my person at the moment, if that makes sense. And we live in a huge, fast-paced city. Think New York or London. Just tell us where you're from. Where it's hard to make connections, friends, or dates. I think they live in LA. They definitely live in LA. I feel like we have a good thing going, but I don't know if I will ever feel anything like saying forever. Does this mean continuing is a waste of time? What do we do? I feel scared of making the wrong choice, especially because of my intense job, and feel like if I'm not with him, who's my comfort person, and I will just be an anxious mess alone. I feel like we can fight for this, but it's like, are we fighting for mediocrity? Or are we fighting for something that can be made into a forever or a second, third thing? I don't know. We haven't had it. What are your thoughts on this?
Sounds like they are really good for each other. And it sounds like they love each other so much and they want to be together. But it's just so hard to understand what forever even looks like, I think.
Yeah, I have so many thoughts on this. Number one, comparison is a thief of joy. If you love someone, do it. Second thing, day by day, Angie and I talk about this a lot because sometimes we'll freak out. We'll be like, oh my gosh, what does the future look like? What are we going to do? Oh my goodness. Like we both do that to one another.
Similar issues. Yeah.
And we just decide to go day by day. And there's a difference between passion and compassion. It sounds like you have a lot of compassion for your partner. That's a great thing. If you want more passion in your relationship, you got to work on it. It's all about work.
Yeah. And I mean, we haven't been together for 3 years, but like I can understand having a little bit more stress at that point because it's like, okay, this is
been 3 years.
Been 3 years. It's kind of like the time to like we figure this out, see if we want to spend all that time together. But I don't know. It's just so hard and it's so different for each relationship, you know. And I feel like the most important thing is if you just like hanging out with each other and if you could see it happening long term. I mean, it's already been long term for them, you know. So then it's like if you could see it happening, then I think it would be good. But I don't like someone else's perfect or image of perfect, like, you know, whatever they say in their vows, that might not. You don't know what happens behind the scenes. You never know.
Yeah, you don't know.
Kind of like how social media is always fake. You never know what's actually going on.
Edit. I do have friends. I just haven't developed very deep friendships in the city. Living here for the past 2 years, to feel like I have the adequate support community to help me through a potential breakup this intense. Update. We're going to take a step back from the relationship.
What?
I want to work on it and bring the spark back in, but he wants space to think about whether he even wants to try with me at all. So it wasn't just about the wedding vows for him. I feel so heartbroken because he was bottling up a lot of issues he felt were present but did not tell me about it. Or if he didn't stress that they were make or break. I feel like these issues were/are so workable, but instead of communicating with me about them and how important they were, he's now pointing towards them as a sign that we are incompatible as long-term partners. I think this is an avoidant attachment style thing. He says the relationship can be saved and that he loves me very much and that he still is attracted to me, but he's unsure whether he wants to work on the relationship at all given that we're so young. They're 26 and 27.
But I feel like with relationships, it's not old.
Shouldn't
but
let people
like,
lock it
it's like
in.
a solid age. Yeah, it's when people get more serious.
And he's got new things going on. He just started a PhD and he's meeting new people, which I suspect is making him think there is no more room for me or our relationship in his life in the same way anymore. So she thinks that he's outgrowing him.
Wow.
He voiced that we have jumped into serious partnership too quickly and that he wants to have a normal 20s relationship, in air quotes. The fact that he's thinking about our relationship of more than 3 years as just something so disposable and that I need to be just okay with him taking a step back from this kills me. In fact, it seems irrational to me, although love and relationships never are. Since I know he wouldn't lie to me about loving me, thinking it's salvageable or being attracted. If there's love and hope and attraction, why not try? I think this guy needs to make a decision and not be like, here's a carrot. This could work.
Right.
I think it might work. I feel like an idiot because I could react to all of this in a, okay, if you're not 100% sure you want me, then F you, and I'm leaving you and I don't want you 10 times more way. But instead, I'm approaching it in a, okay, I'll take this period with an open heart and be the best version of your partner and hold out hope you choose me again. By the way, you can choose us every weekday at 3 p.m. PST. Just tap our profile. Is that an okay thought process to have? I'm going to be okay, take a step back. I think it's respectful.
I think that's like probably harder for OP to do, but I think that's a really respectful, very mature and kind way to go about it.
Yeah.
It sounds very hard to do for sure.
Yeah.
Like it definitely sounds a lot easier to just be like, oh, F you, I'm out of here. Like, you gotta love me like I'm the best person in the world or you're out of here. You know what I mean? But you know, that's not always the best choice to take.
No, I think it's respectful. The second option is torturous given that it is me holding out. Choosing to maybe get seriously hard if he ends things and also make me feel anxious throughout the day as I am in constant fear that he's got power to say, I don't want this actually. I wish he'd say, let's try again instead.
Wow.
There we have it.
And that's the end?
That's the end.
Man.
Should we sit? Do you even like go out and find new people?
They're not like separated.
Well, it sounds like he's taking a step back.
He's taking a step back, but I think that kind of seems to mean just like not spending as much time together because he's focusing on his PhD and stuff like that. I don't know, man. That's really hard. I think OP just needs to find some hobbies and find some things to pour into, make some goals for your career, you know, that kind of stuff.
And find fulfillment through that too.
Yeah, exactly.
Not just a
find fulfillment through other things and spend some time with yourself and know that you can hang out with yourself and you can be fulfilled to hanging out with yourself just in case worst happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just in case. So.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Woo.
That's hard though. Hope you're doing okay, OP.
Yeah.
Hope you guys are working it out.
Yeah.
Or you're working out by yourself without that.
There we go.
That works out too, you know?